Hey y'all, so let's cover this is number 9, word problems with unit conversions. So you're going to apply conversions to real world word problems in cooking, travel, exercise, and daily life. This is start to prepare you for the next class because in the next class, it's pretty much going to be all word problems. And I just want to make sure you can do the same exact conversion types that we're currently doing, but with the word problems themselves. Now, for each one of these problems, they're going to be giving you a conversion. It may be conversions you've never used before, and that's okay. So what you need to understand is that you make sure that you always start with what you're given, and then you convert to what it's asking for, okay? It says conversions are used in everyday life. Remember to use conversion factors, which is what this is. To change your units, always set up the fractions so that the units cancel until you're left with the unit you need. So in this case, we're only going to do one conversion still. I'm not going to do the multi-conversions until tomorrow or till Thursday. So let's just get going. So our first one is example of cooking. It's a recipe calls for 6 cups of flour. How many quarts is this? And I gave you a conversion that 1 quart is equal to 4 cups. Now you have to start with what you're given. We're given 6 cups of flour, okay? So we just need to start with the 6th cup. If you like to put it all over one, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and create my conversion. I have cups up top, and I need to get rid of cups. I know that. So cups has to go in the bottom. So when I multiply, they reduce, just like we've been doing the past 2 assignments. Where are we headed? We're headed to quarts. So I need to put quarts in the top, and quarts can be written as QT, cups is C. All right, so once I get my conversions in here, my units, now I can put my numbers. 1 for quarts, 4 for cups. We're going to multiply straight across, just like we've been doing so far. My cups are gone. I end up with 6 divided by 4, and this is quarts. Now, I want you to whip out your calculator and go 6 divided by 4. Nope. 6 divided by 4 equals 1.5. So 6 cups is 1.5 quarts. Now, this is a sentence. Anytime you're given a sentence, you need to answer with a sentence. How many quarts is this? This is, use the words given, 1.5 quarts. There's your answer. Let's go to the next one. This one has to do with exercise. A runner completed 5 miles. How many feet did she run? We have a conversion over here that 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. You've seen this one before. Always start with what you're given. Try this one yourself. Come back to see how you did. Start with the 5 miles. And we're going to convert to feet. All right, so miles are in the top, we need miles in the bottom, and we're headed to feet. Once I get my units placed, I can now plug in my numbers. And we're multiplying straight across. 5 times 5280 is 26,400. Miles are gone, I'm left with feet. How many feet did she run? She ran 26,400 feet. Okay. If you're going through this and you find you have questions, please write them on the notes so that you can ask me. Next one has to do with travel. A car trip takes 4.5 hours. How many minutes is this? We've got a conversion over here. Again, start with what you're given. Pause the video, attempt this one yourself, and come back to see how you did. We're starting with 4.5 hours. And we're converting to minutes. So I want minutes up top. To get rid of hours, I need it down low. Now now that my units are set up, I need to use my conversions. 1 hour is 60 minutes. multiplying straight across. My hours are gone. I'm left with minutes. 4.5 times 60 is 270 minutes. So how many minutes is this? This is 270 minutes. All right. A football field is 100 yards long. How many feet is this? Here's your conversion. Pause the video, come back to see how you did. Attempt this yourself first, starting with what we're given. I've started with 100 yards. I now need to get rid of my yards. I don't even need to look at my conversion yet. I need to get rid of my yards, and I'm going to feet. So now that I've got my units in there, I can set it up with 3 for feet and 1 for yard, multiplying straight across. My yards are gone, 1 in the top, 1 in the bottom. 100 times 3 is 300. It's only 1 in the bottom, so I'm good. How many feet is this? This is 300 feet. Please get comfortable writing your sentences. You're going to have to do this next semester. A movie lasts 2.25 hours. How many minutes is this? Again, start with what you're given. You never start with your conversion. We've got hours up top, so we need to get rid of our hours, and we're headed to minutes. Okay. Now I plug in my numbers, 60 for minutes and 1 for hour, multiplying straight across. 2.25 times 60 is 135 minutes. My hours are gone. So this is, I'm just answering the question. How many minutes is this? This is 135 minutes. If you wrote that 2.25 hours, or the movie lasts 135 minutes, or however you want to write the sentence, the most important thing is that you let me know that you understand what's happening. All right, a gallon of milk is equal to how many cups? All right, so what are we starting with here? Are we starting with cups? Are we starting with gallon? Are we starting with conversion? We never start with conversion. So we always start with what they're giving us. They're giving us that it's a gallon of milk, and we're wanting to know how many cups. So we have to start with what we do know. So 1 gallon, and gallon can be written as GAL, cups is C, times, all right, we need to get rid of the gallons, and we're headed to cups. Once I get my units set up to where they're going to cross out and give me what I need, that's when I can plug in my numbers. 16 for cups and 1 for gallon. Multiplying straight across, my gallons are gone. 1 times 16 is 16. That's over 1, so it's just 16 cups. So a gallon of milk is equal to how many cups? A gallon of milk is equal to 16 cups. Next, a hiker walks 3 miles. How many feet does she travel? So again, start with what you're given. You've got the conversion to the right. Pause the video, attempt this one yourself. We've got miles up top, so we need to get rid of the miles, and we're headed towards feet. Now that I've got my unit set up, I come over here and I go, okay, 1 mile is equivalent to 5,280 feet. Multiplying straight across, my miles are gone. So 3 times 5,280 is 15,840 feet. She travels 15,840 feet. Next one, a school bus trip takes 2.5 hours. How many minutes is this? So you start with what you're given, the 2.5 hours. Pause the video, attempt this one yourself. We're getting rid of hours and we're headed to minutes. Once we get this set up, we just need to plug in our numbers. 1 hour is 60 minutes. Multiplying straight across, 2.5 times 60 is 156. My hours are gone and I'm left with minutes. So the school bus trip takes 156 minutes. Last page. All right, a recipe calls for 48 teaspoons of sugar. How many cups is this? Okay, and we have a conversion. We start with what we're given. Pause the video and attempt this one yourself. We're given 48 teaspoons, so that's what we're going to start with. Teaspoons can be written TSP, cups is C. All right, we've got teaspoons up top, so we need teaspoons down low, and we're headed towards cups. Once I get my units set up to where they'll cross out, I can plug in my numbers, 1 and 48. Multiplying straight across, 48 teaspoons are gone, 48 in the bottom. This is equal to 1 cup. So a recipe calls for 1 cup of sugar. Okay, next one. A baby elephant weighs 240 pounds. How many ounces is this? Start with what you're given and then convert to the ounces. Pause the video, attempt this one yourself. We're going to start with 240 pounds. We've got a conversion over there, and we're headed to ounces. So 240 pounds. Remember, pounds is LB, ounces is OZ. Getting rid of the pounds, headed to ounces. Now I look at my conversion. 1 pound is 16 ounces. Multiplying straight across, pounds are gone. I'm left with ounces, so I'm golden. 240 times 16 is 3,840 ounces. So a baby elephant weighs 3,840 ounces. Last one. A marathon is 26.2 miles long. How many feet is this? And you've got a conversion. Start with what you're given. Pause the video, attempt to do this one yourself, and then come back to see how you did. Always start with what you're given. And we're converting to what? Feet. Well, we need to get rid of the miles first. Then we're going to head to feet. Once I get my units set up, I'm going to take my conversion. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Multiplying straight across, miles are gone. I got 26.2 times 5,280, and that's 138,336 feet. So a marathon is, I'm just replacing where the 26.2 miles is and just substituting in the feet. A marathon, that's what I've been doing for all these, is 138,336 feet long. And it says unit conversions aren't just math problems. They appear in recipes, sports, travel, and work. The key is remembering equivalencies and setting up. I don't need you to memorize the equivalencies. I need you to know to start with what you're given, take the conversion, and make sure that you're able to cross out the units to get the right unit. All right. So you have to be able to set up your conversions properly to where what you're starting from will go away and you're headed in a different direction, especially when we start this tomorrow for our Thursday for our next lecture. All right. Let me know what questions you have, and you've got your homework for this. Have a great day.